Okay, so without spoiling too much about this movie, I just gotta get one thing off my chest. All this talk about finishing a story in this movie starring the final boss himself, I don't know, is that a bit ironic?
I have to finish the story.
And also, let me just say this, I also think it's hilarious that The Rock invited two of his fiercest rivals at WrestleMania 40 to the Moana 2 premiere in Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And yet, no member of the Bloodline was invited. No Roman Reigns, no Jey Uso, no Jimmy Uso. What's the give? Happy Thanksgiving, my friends. You know, there are so many great traditions that you have with your families. There's so many great traditions that I'm starting with my family this year. But a tradition that seems like it will never change is a brand new Disney animated feature hitting theaters the day before the big day. This year we got Moana 2, a sequel to this one, which I obviously enjoyed, and I reviewed it a couple weeks ago in preparation for this. This once again stars Auli'i Cravalho, now a superstar after her star-making turn in 2016, alongside Dwayne Johnson, The Rock himself, as Maui returning. And Moana must journey to the far seas of Oceania and into dangerous long-lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced, after receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors. And of course, you have a few of her village friends joining her on her journey. Hey is there. Pua is there after being inexcusably absent for most of the first Moana. And of course, you have the demigod Maui joining her as well. I didn't really see a whole lot of publicity out for this movie. I didn't really see a lot of trailers promoting this thing like mad, which is weird because Disney tends to publicize the hell out of all their products. So I don't know what the deal was with Moana 2. I didn't go into it with a whole lot of high expectations or anything. I was hoping for at least a good time. And I'll be honest, that's what I got with Moana 2. I enjoyed myself a lot more than I thought I would. And for a Disney Animation Studios sequel, like Pixar sequels are fantastic across the board, but Disney Animation Studios' track record when it comes to sequels, not so much. A lot of them go straight to DVD for good reason. But this one is getting a theatrical release. I think it was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series. And honestly, you can kind of tell with this script. There's a good amount of points in Moana 2 where it feels like the pacing, it feels like it's almost akin to a television show. There's a lot of characters to meet. There's a lot of adventures to go on. There's a lot of storylines being interwoven together into one big cohesive script. And I'll be honest, even with 3 directors at the helm, which honestly worried me a little bit, Moana 2 is a pretty enjoyable, entertaining Disney movie. It's rock solid. And I gotta talk about the visual style of Moana 2. Honestly, this feels like a step up from its predecessor. And there are so many things in this movie that just left me in awe. The photorealistic style animation, they've really come a long way, guys. And there's so many creative elements using the ocean in this movie. It almost feels like a character in and of itself. The creatures that our heroes meet along the way are just so darn creative looking, and all the creatures that our heroes encounter along the way all have their own unique designs. I don't want to say a lot of them are super memorable, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to remember them forever, but I give kudos to these animators for really thinking outside the box here. And I think our voice cast also does a tremendous job of bringing these characters to life. Auli'i Cravalho is now a superstar after Dwayne Johnson basically discovered her 8 years ago, and she really has come a long way, and her singing voice as well, so damn good. Dwayne Johnson also gets a lot of really fun character moments interwoven throughout the script. This man is honestly one of the big reasons why I'm into the entertainment industry and why I want to be involved in the entertainment industry as a whole. So I don't know, is it biased to say I enjoyed Dwayne Johnson's performance in this? Maybe, but I don't care. I found him damn entertaining. And that's what he is, man. He's charming. If he's got nothing else, if people say that he doesn't have acting skills, you can't say that he doesn't have charisma. And I actually do think how they build upon the bond that they developed in the first movie is really sweet here. The sacrifices that they make for each other especially, I feel like it's kind of an improvement over the original. You don't have an unnecessary rift between the two like you had in the first Moana, and I don't want to give too much away in regards to what happens to them on their journey, but I think it's really sweet and really touching, and it kind of unexpectedly almost had a tear-jerking moment with me. especially towards the third act. Like, I felt the waterworks. Didn't really happen, but I felt it. And I feel like how they build upon the world that's established in the first Moana is really interesting. I like how Moana is basically going out on a journey to find people outside of her own tribe, but that's kind of where the movie reaches a bit of a stalemate for me, in all honesty, because I was really entertained by this movie. But my girlfriend said something during the screening, and I honestly, I can't really shake it, if I'm being honest. She sings the Go Beyond song, right? And she's talking about what she wants and her objectives. And she's looking at this, and she's like, Frozen 2. This is real Frozen 2 vibe right there. And I looked over, and I'm like, yep. That's what it is. And sure enough, it almost feels like the script is following sort of a Frozen 2 blueprint in a sense. Which I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily, but come on. I feel like I would have liked a little bit more originality when it came to the journey. Because like I said, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Lots of interesting characters that you meet along the way. And yeah, I'll address it. The songs in this one are not done by Lin-Manuel Miranda as they were 8 years ago. You know, because he's kind of busy doing other Disney projects like Mufasa. Why? But instead, our songwriters and our lyricists and our composers actually were involved in the Bridgerton musical, which is kind of unofficial. But the songs here are not bad. I just feel like they were missing that little extra oomph and that little extra gravitas that the original Moana songs had. Because I'm a level with you guys. Aside from Go Beyond, which is Auli'i Cravalho's big solo number here, not a whole lot of songs I'm gonna remember tomorrow. I mean, sure, yeah, I'll listen to the soundtrack and what have you, but these songs just didn't strike me in the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda's songs did. So I don't know. I mean, is it safe to say that Moana 2 is an unnecessary sequel? I don't think unnecessary is the word I would use to describe this movie. I mean, yeah, in the first act or so, it does take a while for the movie to really kind of kick into another gear and to kind of actually say, okay, this is what we're doing with this story. Moana 2 is not a movie without issues. But I think if you have a big family gathering this Thanksgiving, if you guys have a tradition of going to see the new Disney movie in theaters every holiday season while your family is here, especially if you have young ones who can't really sit through 2 hours and 40 minutes of Wicked, Moana 2 might be your ticket. I think you get a great bond between our two leads. The world development is really great. The visuals are stunning in this one. My God, I can't put over the animation nearly enough. But I feel like there's certain elements of the story and in the songs that were missing that were certainly present in that first Moana. And I can't really put my finger on what that is. But oh heck, this is just my first viewing of Moana 2. Maybe it'll grow on me as I watch this more and more. I do plan on buying the Blu-ray and adding it to this collection behind me. So even though I liked it, is it my favorite in Disney's library? No. I'm gonna give Moana 2 a B. And I can't wait to see what Disney does for their next Thanksgiving releases. I know they're coming out with a Zootopia sequel that was also supposed to go out on Disney Plus next year. But let me know what you guys thought of Moana 2. Is this your favorite Disney sequel? If not, what is? I love discussing all new things in the cinematic world, all things Disney, anything geeky that you guys want to talk about. You guys have come to the right place. So do consider subscribing, tap on that thumbs up if you haven't already. And guys, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I wish you a safe Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have all the food you can eat and you guys have the best food coma of your life because y'all are the best and I think y'all deserve the best. So with all that being said, back talk, commence.